I would say I'm a Bharatanatyam dancer myself, and I run a dance school, Nitya Nritya Dance Company, and also head this nonprofit Nitya Nritya Foundation. And from my limited experience, I mean, I have dabbled in the arts, one might say. So from my experience, I feel like Mama's approach to art is truly unique because it blends science with the aesthetics of the art. Because Mama, of course, comes from a really great tradition of music and musicians, but he has also managed to infuse his approach with a very broad scientific view of music. um, I and that appeals to me because somehow I also come. My background is also in the sciences, so that really appeals to me, and it appeals to a lot of adults. I think this approach, and it's also, I feel, a more sustainable view of art for even youngsters, because when you truly understand what you're doing, then it stays with you for a much longer time. And I think that's really this blend of this great tradition, the back that he comes from, and all the Karikuri tradition, and also his own personal unique approach to music. I think that we are very fortunate to have that combination in Mama. And also there is this wonderful tool that backs up Mama's approach, which is Patantra, and Mama's sort of holistic view of arts education, which is COMET. And I mean, all Indian dance and music traditions are transferred through the Guru Sishya Parampara, and then students imbibe the tradition just by osmosis most of the time. And sometimes the it may be hit or miss in many cases. Students may sometimes miss some of the nuances. These might be lost in transfer, and there's no guarantee that the students will get exactly what the guru intends, just because of the nature of the tradition. One could either get a lot or one could get nothing out of it. So there's no guarantee of a minimum in some sense. But then I think Patantra as a tool formalizes this whole process while still imitating the Guru Sishya process. So this, I think, is truly it's really a strength of Patantra, that we lose nothing. We still have that the presence of the Guru through Patantra, and it formalizes the process of transfer, and that, I think, maximizes what the student can get. So for instance, as a dance teacher, sometimes I often I insist that my students record themselves in slow motion and then watch what they're doing, so that they can fix some things that they might be able to do better. And then I also sometimes record myself in slow motion and share that video with them. Patantara, as I was telling Mani just a couple of days ago, has exactly this feature, the tortoise feature in Patantra, where it plays the music really slowly, helps you actually trace the exact path of the note, and then truly understand it. So I think there are technology in many ways has enhanced this transfer of a tradition, because it has it is a useful aid to be able to do that. Another thing that I felt is, I have some adult students too. As mature students, we kind of process information differently. Um, for children, they absorb content very instinctively, because and the minds are uncluttered, and all forms of learning, visual, auditory, analytical, everything is at its peak performance. But then as as we grow into adulthood, I think we train our minds to sort of sharpen in one dimension. We become more analytical. And I think Patantra is actually a great aid for mature students, because it teaches us in a way that we can actually get the most out of it. It has an analytical approach, as I said. And through Patantra, we are able to understand the poetry, the rhythm of the poetry, the exact path of each note and each gamakam. And we are able, and then these things are presented to us in many forms, visually as well as through notation. And also, of course, we hear it. So it aids every form of it's a tool for every form of learning. And so I think, all in all, Patantara is a great front end for Mama's vision of music education, which is COMET. And I think it's a priceless tool, as I said before. And especially for those of us living away from India and hence unable to access a guru in person, I think it's really the next best thing. So